The character that so many people want me to put on T0, A2. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on with her, how to properly build her, an updated build video for new players who might be interested and on investing into either 2B or A2. This is the second video. You already have the 2B video published on the channel if you want to go check that out. And as usual, if you prefer to just read quickly rather than watching me yap for 8 minutes, I post most of these builds on Twitter as well for new characters or rerun banners as well. So for Sora, for A2 and for 2B, they are already in there if you prefer to go and check that out. No problem. Honestly, Sefhi _ on Twitter. That said, hello the internets, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic is going to be, of course, A2, a character that is a kind of like a 50-50 in terms of popularity with 2B and how many people really like her. To me, I prefer 2B. Yes, she looks fantastic. That ass, it's hard to surpass even in NIKKE, right? Even by NIKKE standards. So let's talk a little bit about her and how to properly build her. Gear, cube, stats, team compositions, and of course we'll see on the tier list right now. Give a like, subscribe, help me grow the channel, and let's get started with her skills and what are the recommendations right now. So her skills are pretty simple, but sadly a little bit underwhelming. Now, also really important, both of these characters, 2B and A2, by today's standards, they are both underwhelming, okay, both of them. So only build them if they are your waifus, you started playing because of them, or you are a new player and you haven't gotten any other B3s, they can help you progress into campaign, depending what you got. So that said, let's talk about first skill 1 for A2. As you can see, increases both charge damage and charge radius. Her charge damage is increased by a huge margin, 95%. This back in the day was an improved Laplace. She was doing more damage than her, but it was a little bit more niche because as you can see on skill 2, when she is hitting a target with full charge, she increases damage to parts. So this is a character that when she came out, mostly was used for bosses with parts. Every time there was a boss with parts and that was weak to fire, we were bringing A2 for a little bit. For like 2 or 3 months, she had a lot of usage. After that period, however, she kind of just disappeared, never to be seen again. That's the problem of most idle games, I will say though. This skill also deals extra damage with full charge, so it's not only damage to parts, but that's like one of the biggest things. That's why this skill is the lowest priority, as you can see at level 4. And then lastly, her burst, Mode B. Now, Mode B is an interesting thing. This does 2 things. Decreases her own HP constantly, and also increases her own attack, right? You will be getting a huge boost on attack and on charge speed. Mostly charge speed. That attack is 13%, it's nothing, but the charge speed one, it's really good. She's a slow girl to begin with, right? So right now her recommendations are a 7-4-7. Most of her damage comes from Mode B. Mode B has a huge problem, and it's this current HP decrease, right? You need a healer that can sustain Mode B. There are a lot of characters, or nowadays we have more characters that can sustain this. And we can talk a little bit about team compositions here, because this is a character that will fit anywhere as long as you have a healer that can keep up. Now, I don't remember all the healers that can keep up, so please leave comments down below if I am missing people, because I will be missing people. But the one I was using the most with her, personally, was Rapunzel. You can be using characters like Naga. You could be using Vanish with her, but there's a little bit of a delay if you don't have rotations that are fast enough. You could be using Rem as well. Rem is buffing rocket launchers, so they are pretty much made to be played together, but still, even with Rem, they are not like really an amazing combination, let's say. There are characters as well that will be able to keep Mode B on, like Bunny Alice here. Other characters that could keep this up, probably someone like Mary as well, Summer Mary right here. There's like a lot of healer by today's standards that can keep up with her, even if you want to be running Helm with her treasure, right? So plenty of characters that can keep up, but you need a healer on the team. If not, her damage will be gone. After Mode B disappears, which is when she reaches below 40% HP, that Mode B is gone, her damage is also going to be decreased by a lot. But that's the biggest downside on 2B. You need a healer that can keep up. It's like the downside, but it's also like the only requirement. It's not like you need anything else, right? After you have a healer, she will fit mostly on most team compositions you can think of. So that's it, a 7-4-7 when it comes to like actually running her skills and the recommendation. Back in the day, we recommended 10 for 10. Nowadays, I don't think it's really worth it, I'm gonna be honest. So a 7 for 7 is more than enough. When it comes to her gear and what stats you want, as you can see, she's already getting a lot of charge speed thanks to her mode B, and your objective is maintaining mode B 100% uptime, right? So you don't need to worry about charge speed. The only thing you need to worry about, of course, is going to be elemental damage and attack, that's priority, and then max ammo and charge damage. Charge damage, she is getting 95%, but only when using her burst skill, so every other rotation. So it's still a great line to get as a filler. Priority, once again, elemental and attack, and then charge damage and max ammo as filler lines. You can't ignore charge speed because she's getting already a lot of it. When it comes to cubes, she is a really slow girl. 1.5 seconds to reload plus an animation delay. She has an animation delay that is quite annoying, and that's why most people don't want to be manualing her. So the recommendation is, for the most part, going to be resilience over bastion, because there is nothing on her kit that is after a specific number of bullets. It's just full charge, auto. For the most part, you leave her doing her own thing, and when you are bursting. So resilience over bastion is gonna be better. I wouldn't even recommend running bastion or the charge damage cube or the charge speed. None of those are really beneficial for her. You are better off just running reload the speed, because this benefits basically every character in the game, right? This is like the default cube for everyone in this game. Now, like I said at the beginning, the only thing you need to worry about for team compositions, we were talking about this earlier, is just a healer. Outside of that healer, she can be put into most team compositions as long as you can keep mode B alive, right? Mode B on. So she should be always above 40% HP. That said, those are like the only things you really need to worry about her. Outside of that, sadly, by today's standards, she's not a great character. Both of them, right? If we're talking about both of them and we go into B3 tier list if you want. Both A2 and 2B are just a T3, right? They are at the level of someone like Sugar, someone like Drake, Bestie, Tronic, characters that if you don't have anything else, they are not bad characters, but are you really bringing them as your main DPSs? Not really, unless they are your waifus. Like I said on the 2B video, I'm gonna be removing this flag right here because nowadays it's not necessary. You don't really need to be heavily investing into them for them to perform. Same for Emilia, I will be changing this later because you don't need a lot of investment either. But that said, sadly, if you like them, they are nothing more than eye candy and a good collector's item. Outside of that, like most abnormal characters in the game, they get phased out pretty quickly. And nowadays, this is getting a little bit better with Evangelion and with Stellar Blade. Both of these characters, or a lot of these characters, are really good. You have your Meri, your Asuka Willy, your Fire Asuka, both rays are kind of meh, doesn't matter. And then Eve and Raven also pretty good characters. So it's getting better, but the old collaboration characters, they are not buffing them by the looks of it, and they are just, frankly speaking, useless units for the most part. That said, if they are your waifus, go ahead and build them waifu over meta any day of the week. But that's gonna be for this video, just a short one going over how to properly build A2, a little bit of out-of-hell build, team compositions, and everything else in between. After all this yapping, that's gonna be for this one. We are live every single day, links in the description down below. Good luck with your pool, the rates, I'll see you in the next one.